illustrated by Judy Blume. Today we're going to reread the whole story to see if we notice any more details. Later I'm going to ask you to either write about why the sister thought her brother was a pain or why the brother called his sister the Great One. Think about that as I read today. The pain. My brother's a pain. He won't get out of bed in the morning. Mom has to carry him into the kitchen. He opens his eyes when he smells his cornflakes. He should get dressed himself. He's 6. He's in the 1st grade. But he's so pokey. Daddy has to help him, or he'd never be ready in time and he'd miss the bus. He cries if I leave without him. Then Mom gets mad and yells at me, which is another reason my brother's a pain. He's got to be first to show Mom his schoolwork. She says, ooh and ah, over all his pictures, which aren't great at all, but just ordinary 1st grade stuff. At dinner, he picks at his food. He's not supposed to get dessert if he doesn't eat his meat, but he always gets it anyway. Why do you think this bothers her so much? Probably because he gets his dessert even though he didn't do what he was supposed to. Do you think that's really fair? When he takes a bath, my brother the pain powders the whole bathroom and never gets his face clean. Daddy says he's learning to take care of himself. I say he's a slob. My brother the pain is 2 years younger than me. So how come he gets to stay up as late as I do, which isn't really late enough for somebody in 3rd grade anyway? I asked Mom and Daddy about that. They said, you're right, you are older. You should stay up later. So they tucked the pain into bed. I couldn't wait for the fun to begin. I waited and waited and waited, but Daddy and Mom just sat there reading books. Finally, I shouted, I'm going to bed. We thought you wanted to stay up later, they said. I did, but without the pain, there's nothing to do. Remember that tomorrow, Mom said, and she smiled. What do you think she thought would happen if she stayed up late? She probably thought some really fun stuff was going to happen, but really, her mom and dad just kind of sat around, huh? But the next day, my brother was a pain again. When I got a phone call, he danced all around me, singing stupid songs at the top of his lungs. Why does he have to act that way? And why does he always want to be a garbage man when I build a city out of blocks? Who needs him knocking down buildings with his dumb old trucks? And I would really like to know why the cat sleeps on the pain's bed instead of mine, especially since I'm the one who feeds her. That is the meanest thing of all. How do you think she's feeling? I think she's really just jealous of all these things her brother gets to do. She probably forgets that she used to do the same things when she was little. I don't understand how Mom can say the pain is lovable. She's always kissing him and hugging him and doing disgusting things like that. And Daddy says the pain is just what they always wanted. Yuck. I think they love him better than me. The Great One. My sister thinks she's so great just because she's older, which makes Daddy and Mom think she's really smart. But I know the truth. My sister's a jerk. She thinks she's great just because she can play the piano, and you can tell the songs are real ones. But I like my songs better even if nobody ever heard them before. Do you think he really likes his songs better? Or maybe he's just jealous that she can play the piano and he doesn't know how yet. My sister thinks she's so great just because she can work the can opener, which means she gets to feed the cat, which means the cat likes her better than me just because she feeds her. My sister thinks she's so great just because Aunt Diana lets her watch the baby and tells her how much the baby likes her. And all the time the baby is sleeping in my dresser drawer, which Mom has fixed up like a bed for when the baby comes to visit. And I'm not supposed to touch him even if he's in my drawer. It gets changed on my bed. How do you think the brother's feeling? Probably a little sad and probably jealous of her, right? Because he really wants the baby to play with him. But the baby wants his sister. So he's just jealous of her. My sister thinks she's so great just because she can remember phone numbers, and when she dials, she never gets the wrong person. And when she has friends over, they build whole cities out of blocks. I like to be a garbage man. I zoom my trucks all around. So what if I knock down some of their buildings? It's not fair that she always gets to use the blocks, I told Daddy and Mom. They said, "You're right. Today you can use the blocks all by yourself." "I'm going to build a whole city without you," I told the great one. "Go ahead," she said. "Go build a whole state without me. See if I care." Do you think she really doesn't care? Look at her face. Her face is telling me that she might be a little jealous that he's going to play with the blocks without her. So I did. I built a whole country all by myself, only it's not the funnest thing to play blocks alone, because when I zoomed my trucks and knocked down buildings, nobody cared but me. "Remember that tomorrow," Mom said when I told her I was through playing blocks. But the next day we went swimming. I can't stand my sister when we go swimming. She thinks she's so great just because she can swim and dive and isn't afraid to put her face in the water. I'm scared to put mine in, so she calls me baby, which is why I have to spit water at her and pull her hair and even pinch her sometimes. How do you think he's feeling here? Probably doesn't like that she's calling him names. And he's probably sad that she can swim so much better than him. Probably even a little bit jealous. And I don't think it's fair for Daddy and Mom to yell at me because none of it's my fault, but they yell anyway. Then Mom hugs my sister, messes with her hair, and does other disgusting things like that. And Daddy says the great one is just what they always wanted. Yuck. I think they love her better than me. I like this picture. It shows me that the parents don't love either of the kids more, and that the kids really do love each other. One word from this book is ordinary. What's the word? Ordinary. Ordinary means the same as common, everyday, just what you'd expect, kind of dull. If I had an ordinary breakfast, I would eat the same old thing every day. But if I decided to have a salad for breakfast, that would not be ordinary. In her book, the sister says that her brother's pictures aren't great at all, but just ordinary first grade stuff. Ordinary means the same as common or everyday. What's that word again? Ordinary. All right, let's read this sentence this way up here. It says, "The pain is just what they always wanted." That's what the sister says at the end, isn't it? The pain is just what they always wanted. Okay, now that's a really good sentence. The pain is our subject. That's telling us who the sentence is about. And the rest of the sentence is just what they always wanted is our predicate, which is telling us about the pain, right? It's telling us all about what she thinks about the pain. Now, we could take pain away and we could say the whatever is just what they always wanted. We could think of all kinds of stuff. The brother, the pain, would probably say the great one is just what they always wanted, right? So here's the word great one. The great one is just what they always wanted. So I changed my subject, but it's still a good sentence. And now my sentence means something different, doesn't it? I put this word cupcake up here because who doesn't love cupcakes? And now our sentence could say the cupcake, our subject is the cupcake. The cupcake is just what they always wanted. And then I put the word house. Maybe they love their house. The house is just what they always wanted. All right, so those are some good sentences. Now look on this page. I've got 3 parts of a sentence and we've got to put them in order. Okay, the blue part says all around. The first purple part says I. And then the green part says zoom my trucks. Okay, now we've got to use what we know about sentences to put these three things in the right order. So we know that first we're going to need a subject, and a subject tells what the sentence is mostly about. So I'm going to read each part again, and when you hear the subject, touch your nose, and then I'll tell you which one it is, and we'll put it first. All around. You think that one's a subject? Can that tell us what a sentence is all about? A person, a place, or a thing? Is that a person or place or thing? Zoom my trucks. Which one do you think is a subject? It's I. I is a person, okay, and it tells us who our sentence is all about. Now we've got to put our predicate together, okay? Now a predicate tells what the subject did. There's two parts, okay? So we've got to see if we can figure out what needs to go next, what can tell us. I all around, does that make sense? Or I zoom my trucks. I zoom my trucks make the most sense, and we know that's the part of our predicate that goes next. I zoom my trucks. So that predicate is telling us what I did, and what did I do? Zoom my trucks. Okay, so my subject is I, my predicate is zoom my trucks. And next I have all around. Okay, that's the last part of my sentence, and it's just part of the predicate that's describing the predicate. It's telling me more. It's giving me more information and more details. So now I have a really good sentence. I zoom my trucks all around. I start with a capital, but what am I missing at the end? A period, which is just a dot. All right, next you're going to go and you're going to draw a picture that shows one thing that maybe why one character thought the other was a pain. Okay, and you're going to write a sentence about your picture. You're just going to fill in some lines. So make sure you go to your seesaw and finish your work.